Hey guys, Serena Starlight Witch here. So, really quick, I wanted to make another video. I wanted to make more videos today, but I'm running out of time. So, I'm going to go ahead and make this video at least. So, I hope everyone's doing well today. Welcome to my channel. So, let's talk about plant spirits. So, if you don't know this, everything that comes from the earth naturally has a spirit. Animism is very real. So, the ingredients that you use that are natural, you're basically working with spirits when you use those things in your spells. Your ingredients are alive; they are living. But it's like a collective spirit. It's not like different spirits. If that makes sense. Like, let's say you have rosemary, and you have a rosemary in your jar, and then you have some rosemary in a bag. That's not two different spirits. It is the same spirit. It is like a collective spirit that resides over that herb. So the rosemary collective spirit, you would say. So for rosemary, it is one spirit, the spirit of rosemary, the spirit of the rosemary plant. It is one collective spirit. So it resides over all the rosemary in the world. Does that make sense? Hopefully I'm explaining that right. So when you work with your ingredients, you're working with that spirit, the spirit of rosemary, the spirit of lavender, the spirit of rose. It is one spirit that resides over all, the rosemary in the world. Does that make sense? It's not like different spirits. So just because you have, a rosemary planted in your front yard and a rosemary planted in your backyard, it's not like two different spirits. It is the same spirit that resides over that plant or in that plant. So that's what you're working with. When you're working with these natural ingredients, you're working with that collective spirit. So that's why you talk to your ingredients. You shouldn't tell them, you should ask them what to do. Because let's say rosemary can do many things. Some ingredients can do a crap load of things. So it's not going to know what to do when you add it to a spell, because it can do many things, and you're not talking to it. It's not understanding what you want from it. So you have to tell it exactly what you want to do, and you have to touch your ingredients with your hands. I like to touch my ingredients with my hands, and then I enchant them and charge them even more so after my spell by placing my hands on the entire tray and push my energy, and I speak to the ingredients, my oils, my herbs, asking it what to do. And I always say please and thank you, please and thank you. I show lots of gratitude. I've heard some people even give offerings to the plant spirits they work with. Like place a cup of coffee on their altar or something like that. So you want to talk to your spirits, the spirits of the ingredients that you work with. You want to show them lots of gratitude, lots of respect. And when you're done with your spell, don't just throw away your ingredients. I like to tell them thank you for the work that they did. The spell is now over. It is complete. Thank you, yada, yada, yada. And then I throw away my ingredients, unless I have something planned to use those remnants for something else. But you want to show them a lot of respect, and you want to get to know the ingredients that you work with. These spirits will reach out to you. I've had plant spirits literally reach out to me like a deity would. I'm trying to remember this one ingredient. I kept seeing it everywhere. I can't remember, because I've actually had this happen with a few of my ingredients. But there was one that really kept reaching out to me. I can't remember now. It was so long ago. But plant spirits will literally reach out to me. I will see that plant, dream about that plant, see it everywhere on my algorithm. Yeah, so plant spirits that want to work with you, they will reach out to you like a deity and want to work with you. So keep an eye out on that. If you keep seeing it, hearing it, thinking about it, you feel a connection with it, that spirit wants to work with you. So invite it into your practice. Buy it, put it in a jar, take care of it, show it respect. Respect is very big when it comes to any spirit, especially plant spirits. The more herbs that you use, the more powerful your spell is going to be. It's like having an army behind you. The more plant ingredients you have in your home, the more plant spirits you're going to have. But you want to build relationships with them. You want to respect them, connect with them, show gratitude. And some plant spirits don't like certain things. I've heard someone say that they use lavender in a hex, and lavender wouldn't work for them anymore. So your plant spirits, they can get angry. They can get upset with you and choose not to work with you. They can choose to leave you, and that ingredient will be useless. If the spirit leaves, it's just an ingredient, and it's not going to work. You need to keep this in mind. You're working with spirits. They don't like certain things. Certain plant spirits don't like to be used in certain ways. They don't like to be used in certain rituals. Some don't like to be put in hexes. Some don't like this or that. You have to get to know them. The last thing you want to do is use an ingredient in a curse, and it don't want to be used in a curse, and then it leaves you, and it don't like you, and it never works with you again. So get to know them, respect them, build relationships with them. The more you work with these ingredients, the more, especially if the spirits like you, spirits have friends. They will tell their friends about you. Hey, this practitioner works with me. She's very kind and respectful. Go check her out. I've literally had that happen. Plant spirits would do that. That's why a lot of plant spirits reach out to me. It's because their friends tell them about me. Like, this practitioner works with me. She's kind. I like how she works with me. Go check her out. And then that plant spirit will come to me. I know that sounds crazy. It sounds very crazy, but it's true. They're legit spirits. They are spiritual beings that can think for themselves. They're a legit thing. like I said, the more spirits, the more plants you work with, the bigger your spiritual army is going to be, basically. I like to use a lot of ingredients in my uncrossings for that reason. I build deep relationship with all my plant spirits. So yeah, that is some tips on plant spirits. Show them respect, get to know them, don't piss them off, because they will walk away and not work with you again, just like a deity would. They will reach out to you. The more they like you, the more they'll tell their friends about you, and they'll reach out to you too. So keep in mind, you're working with real energy, with real spirits. So you got to touch your ingredients, get that energy on them, and talk to them. Yeah, like I've told people before that I have psychic and mediumship abilities. I can literally see these spirits. When I add an ingredient in and I tell it what to do, I can see that spirit of that ingredient appear. Like in my witch room, I can see them. So they're real, they're legit. I've heard some crazy stories. Yeah, I've heard some crazy stories about witches' experience with plant spirits. So yeah, not a lot of people, well, not a lot of beginners know that. So you're not just adding your ingredients, you're not just working with herbs for no reason. They're spirits who have powers to do things. Your ingredients are very important. Your herbs make up 40 to 50% of your magic. The more you have, the more powerful it's going to be. The more of these spirits you work with and develop relationships with, the more powerful you're going to be as a practitioner. Some practitioners, they like to get relationships with the nature spirits that are in their local area. They go on walks, connect with their trees, their herbs, their flowers in their local area, so that they have an even stronger bond with their local nature spirits. And they work with their local nature spirits in their practice. So you can do that. Get to know your local nature spirits. Find out what herbs you have in your local area, what trees and flowers and ingredients. Hell, even animal spirits. Get to know the animal nature spirits you have in your local areas. Yeah, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so I have strong relationship with nature spirits and animal spirits. So yeah, get to know and develop relationship with your local nature spirits, your local animal spirits. Give them offerings. Trees like tobacco, believe it or not. That's something my mentor told me. Give your local trees, tobacco. If you have cedar's great in witchcraft. Offer your local cedar tree water and tobacco, and ask if you can use it in your practice. Show respect though. Don't just snatch down their leaves and shit and take it and use it in your witchcraft. It's not going to work, and that spirit will not help you. So develop relationship with your local spirits. Give them offerings. Treat your ingredients with respect. Show gratitude. Ask them what you need their help with. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get all this information out. So yeah, I highly recommend getting to know your local spirits, especially because you don't have to buy anything. You can go out and get it from your nature spirits. But of course, there are some things you will need to buy that you may not can get in your area, but you can develop a relationship with that spirit as well. Hopefully that covers everything. If you have any questions, comment down below. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. And love and light, and peace out. Bye.